This video is on network segmentation. You can segment the network, which means dividing the network into different zones or segments. And this can be done physically with cables or virtually with things like switches and firewalls by creating what are known as virtual LANs or VLANs. You want to divide group of workstations into different isolated LAN segments and VLANs. The goal is to limit access to a specified group of users. This makes it easier for administrators because they do not need to reconfigure the network or change VLAN groups when users relocate their locations. To enable VLANs, you must first connect all devices to whatever architecture you want, configure interfaces so all devices can talk to one another, then create VLANs and assign computers, and then lastly confirm configuration with testing. We talked about screen subnet, which is a subnet created by using one or two firewalls, and is a subnet created between forward-facing servers and internal network. Simply put, screen subnet is a region between trusted internal network and untrusted network, which is the internet. And we need it because it functions as a buffer region between the internet and the internal network to secure the internal network and not allow direct access from the internet to the trusted internal network directly, which forces the user to make at least one hop in the screen subnet before accessing internal network information. The servers directly accessed from the outside the untrusted zone should be placed in the screen subnet like remote access server, web server, external email server, and standard servers like database, DNS, file servers should be placed in the internal network for security purposes. And it's simple to do this. Create a DMZ or screen subnet name, type in the subnet IP address, enter subnet mask, enable spanning tree if necessary, specify a port, and choose the zone. Network segmentation requires a little bit of knowledge on how everything is designed. East-west traffic refers to flow of traffic within the data center. North-south traffic refers to any traffic going outside of the servers. The extranet is separate from the internal network and provides access to the outside of the company. Intranet is the private network that is only accessible from within and not from the outside of the world. Essential resources or important internal documents are placed inside the intranet. Access is granted only to the organizational users, with no other users allowed. Zero Trust is the latest architecture which basically separates every devices. Think of it this way, instead of having a guard in the entrance to the town, you have a guard at every individual house. Nothing is to be trusted basically. The goal of Zero Trust is not make a system trustworthy, but rather eliminate the trust.